Welcome to Identity Talk Show. Here we really appreciate everyone that takes their time to tune in and watch us right here. We want to really appreciate Caribou Grill and Lounge for the space. Here we are at Caribou Grill and Lounge in Bugolobi. In case you have your party, your money, you want to come and have some amazing food, amazing drinks, the best place to be here is Caribou Grill. And we also appreciate our partners, Lutz 256, who are on the cameras, who do our editing, the shooting and everything. We really appreciate the work that we do for us and to make sure that this show is a success and we provide content to you, the viewers. And I also appreciate you for viewing our content. So on today's episode, we really want to share about mental health within the young people. We all understand that everything that you're doing, it let be education, let it be business, let it be setting a proper mind to pursuing a dream, to pursuing anything. Everything starts up here. And if you're not good
Even
up
family.
here, even family, actually, everything you must be straight up here. So if anything has something to do with your peace of mind, then you will have to figure it out that for you to have it. So today, with my brother here, we are going to be sharing with you.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
My name is Theos Precious Bam. Before we go any further,
Yeah.
and I am a podcaster, mental health podcaster, and I can say one of the most important healthy precaution that you should take in life is your mental health.
Yeah.
Because for whatever that you do in life, you have to be mentally upright. To achieve any success in a business, to achieve a successful marriage, to achieve success in education, you need to, your head needs to be straight. And I'm pretty sure that mental health is not a problem.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Mental health disorders are problems.
Oh, yeah.
So mental health is the well-being of a person. It's the mental well-being of a person.
Yeah, sure.
But the mental health disorders or mental health illnesses are the ones that affect people and they make them do things that they are not supposed to be doing, and discourage them from achieving their dreams. And you can never achieve anything when you're not thinking straight.
Sure.
So in everything that you do, you have to guard your mental health. And in this episode, we are going to make sure that we discuss that at length and we see how we can live a harmonious life with a mental, well-being.
That's very true, but you know what worries me is that we are in a digital era where we have these young people who are doing what they are doing. Can be in schools, in different places where they be, and as a family in any home, your first role model growing up is your father, is your mother. Actually your parents. They are the ones that show you the direction to take. They are the ones that show you which actions are best for you. So, but now we are in this era where most of our parents are really obsessed with capitalism. It's all about their careers. It's all about earning that money. So what they all want is to reach the epic of their career ladder, and they fight for very hard, and they achieve the fame and the wealthy, and they reach the epic of their career ladder, but on the expense of their own children. You don't know what's taking place in the life of your child. You don't know the kind of situation they are going on through at school. You don't know who their friends are. You don't know the behaviors they're engaged in, and all that thing. You find you have a child who has something that is bothering them. We have most of the parents have left this responsibility to be played by the housemaids. So you picked a maid somewhere, you don't know their character, you don't know how they were brought up, you don't know the behavior they're instilling into your child, and before you know, you find your child has different manners that you don't even know. They are doing things that you never wished for them, you never hoped they could do. So I don't know how we are going to resolve this.
I want to give an example of where I've grown up.
Yes.
I've grown up in a family where my dad didn't spend much time with us because he has always been on the hustle to make sure that we have food on the table, to make sure that we get all the enough basic needs that can really keep the family moving.
Yeah, true.
But one thing I have learned is that Dad has been there for us. He has taken precaution to ask, how was your day? And he wants to know everything, how your day went. And he has tried his level best to make sure that he teaches morals and teaches how men behave in society,
Yeah.
and how men should really be called men. I mean, what makes men really men. And I can say that I've spent 90% of parenthood in my family. I've spent 90% with my mom, 10% with my dad.
Yeah.
But it has always been worth it, because
Sure.
at the end of the day, they have really taken so much care to make sure that we are mentally upright.
Amazing.
Not only mentally upright, but we are morally upright. So I think it goes to what you want as a parent for your child. If you really care so much about your child, you really take much attention to really know what goes in the life of your child.
Yeah.
I really don't care how busy you may be. I really don't care how you're trying to make sure that your kids get food or your kids go to good schools.
Yeah.
But if you put your kids in good schools and they have everything that they really want, what is it? Is it really worth losing them in the end?
Yeah.
That's the question that you need to ask yourself, because you can provide everything for them, but is it worth it to lose them in the end?
Because I'll be honest, I've been there. I know how all this stuff works, because I've been depressed and under my father's roof, but he didn't know and he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And I also like, you know, you, as a father, as a mother, you should be building a bond with your children so that they can be willing to open up in case of anything. So I got a situation where a lot was going on in my mind, and I had not really built that strong bond with my dad. I could open up and say, look, this is disturbing me. So because I had friends who were drinking and doing all kinds of stuff, so I thought that would be a solution for me.
Yeah.
So I had a lot going on in my head. I had no one to talk to, because I felt like, you know, how we are brought as African men, the only way to be a man is you don't cry, you don't express
You
your
have to go
emotions.
through the hardship
You have to figure
and
it
face
out.
it.
Yes. Face that fear, and you get the ways of overcoming. So that was me, because that's what I knew. So I thought, this is that it's going on in my life. I have no one to talk to. I'll figure it out. So what could be the solution if I failed to figure it out? Temporary pleasure. Why do you find temporary pleasure? You go to bars and drink off your mind and have that temporary fun, and the next time the same cycle continues. So I reached at the time where I couldn't sleep if I take something, drink. And my dad didn't know, and he would come in the night to the house, find me asleep. He's like, he sleeps so early.
Let me not disturb
Let
him.
me not disturb him. Could be me, I've taken my thing.
Yeah.
It's the reason, because I'm not good at sleeping. People
Yeah.
who know me know I'm not good at sleeping. Work. I sleep a very few hours. It's very hard for me to sleep. I sleep like at 2, wake up by 7. But I would sleep very early, because that's the thing that would help me sleep. So it took me time to realize it. It was a very, very big hurdle for me to overcome. But when I went into this career that I'm doing now, I came to understand that a lot of people are actually struggling with the same things.
And actually,
And
some have
parents
been
don't
worse.
know.
Yeah.
So I think parents really should give more time to talk to their kids.
You know, it
share with them.
is very hard to open up to someone
Yeah.
that you're not really free with. Because at the end of the day, one thing that we always fear is judgment.
Exactly.
We all have fear for judgment.
Mm.
And you're like, if I tell my dad that I'm depressed, he's gonna look at me as, I mean, do Africans really get depressed?
Exactly.
And this is something that we need to understand, that we are all human beings, and there is no one who is neutral to mental health problems. And when we talk of mental health problems, we are talking of stress.
Yeah.
We are talking of depression. We're talking of anxiety, and it all starts with stress. And the more the stress becomes too much, the more it now elevates to depression.
Yeah.
And when depression hits, trust me, it is very hard to turn back from it. I've been depressed before, and I can really assure you that I didn't open up to my parents. Even when I have grown up with a bond between my mom, actually my mom is the person that I can call and tell everything that is going on in my life, regardless of how bad or good it may be. But there is a time when I was in a phase. I remember I quit school, and one of the reasons why I quit school was because I had no tuition.
Yeah.
And my parents couldn't provide at the time because we were going through a financial crisis. And the only way of overcoming it was to be on my own. And there is no way I could tell my parents that, you know what, I am quitting. I didn't actually tell anyone in my home that I'm actually quitting school.
Oh, you did it as your personal decision.
I did it
to save them of that burden.
To save them from the burden because of the financial
saying.
situation.
Oh.
So there is no way I could open up to them. And I was out of the school, and one thought that was at the back of my mind was, all my friends are going to school.
Yeah.
But me, I wake up in the morning to go on the street to hustle. And
True.
even when I went on the street, I couldn't really find anything to eat. I had challenge in finding what to eat. I had challenge in finding an employment.
Yeah.
Because no one is going to employ you. You have nothing to show.
Papers,
And I remember the question I was always asked was, what can you do? And I never had an answer to that question. So with this thinking of my friends are going to school, and I had grown up with this mentality of the only way to make it in life is to study, go to school, study, then have a degree, then go and
go
for
get
a job.
career.
But I realized that at the end of the day, it's not like that. But the depression that I went through, I couldn't open up to anyone. I couldn't open up to my family members. I couldn't open up to my mom. I couldn't open up to my dad. Because deep inside, I felt like nobody's going to understand. I couldn't open up to my friends because there is no one who could really relate to the situation. So I got a stranger. But before I went to strangers to really get a solution to my problem, I was introduced to Herbalife. And I remember I used to go to clubs from Monday to Monday. That is the year of 2020. Yeah. Actually, 2021, 2022.
COVID time. That's when I went astray as well.
COVID time. And thanks to Kalibu, because today we're at Kalibu Grave, but let me tell you something. This is my first bar in Kampala to go to. So I was at home and I really don't understand what is really going on. So I called one of my friends and he tells me, let's go for a live band. And I remember those days there used to be a live band every Thursday here. So I came for the live band. I had spent over 10 years without drinking alcohol. I used to drink when I was young, actually, like around P6, P7.
Oh yeah.
Growing up in village, I used to drink warrage. You know, they call it kasese. That one, I used to drink that warrage so much. Burns. So I had quit alcohol, and I was like, you know what? I'm not drinking alcohol again. So 2021 is when I get back to the bar and I get introduced to the alcohol again, because I thought that the solution to my problem was alcohol. And I started hanging out and drinking, but I realized that at the end of the day, you go back home when you're drunk, and then you now it's like now your problems are becoming more clearer than the way they were when you're sober. Yeah, true. So alcohol wasn't a solution to my problem. It wasn't a solution to my problems. So I embraced it, and I was like, this is a season that I cannot really run away from. And if it is really the will of God for me to be like this today, there is no way I'm going to change it. So I was like, let me just live with the flow. And I started living with whatever that was going. Wherever life took me is where I went. But let me tell you something. The journey to healing takes time. You don't just wake up in the morning and you're like, I am going to overcome. And sometimes it doesn't take even people that you really think that they really care about you. Sometimes it takes a stranger who is going to listen to you and understand you and never judge you. And actually, people who are depressed don't need actually encouragement.
I think they actually need love. And most of the times the people around us don't give us that love. Yes. When someone shows you that I really love you the way you are, and they give you they open doors for you to talk to them, and they show you love, that's when you start to feel comfortable around them. I think there's someone who was asking me, like, why do these people get problems and run to bars and not to churches? And because the reason I think is that most of the churches actually judge us. They will judge you like, look at how you are. Then from the church you go to the bar, you're drunk, you come. Instead of welcoming you, embrace you, talk to you, show you love, and they make you feel free, comfortable, and open up. Maybe there is always a reason as why someone is on a wrong path. You never know what is going on in their lives. So is you have to give them that open door for them to feel comfortable and feel free to express themselves to you and to be vulnerable to you, to express their emotions. And one thing is, so that's why people don't go to church, because most of the churches are really judgmental. Because if I go to the bar, I'll find people are not judgmental. So I find my boy, I say, my boy, you know what? Come and find me here. He will come, yo, what's up? And you know what? Man, shit is going wrong. If he's really your guy, if he's not your guy, you'll be like, take more shots, we shall be fine. But if he's really your guy, you'll tell, you know what? Stop drinking. First time what's going on. We have to sort this. So they will not judge you. So people nowadays are fearing actually churches because of that perception.
Yeah. I have grown up in church and I can say I'm a staunch Christian.
Yeah.
But I will speak this truth. I have met the most genuine people in life from a bar.
Yeah. I agree.
I've been in church for some quite long time.
Yeah.
And I've been to a bar for a short period of time. But the people I've met in a bar are more genuine than the people I've met in the church.
Absolutely.
So when you say that, why don't people who are depressed or are facing a lot of problems don't run to church? People always have reasons why they don't. Because at the end of the day, it is their life. And at the end of the day, they are alone. No one really cares. But when they get someone and where they get really comfort, and when they get, someone who's gonna listen to them, give them an ear and really listen to them. You don't have to say a lot of things. You just have to listen to someone, because all they need is for someone who is gonna understand and listen to them. And trust me, they cannot run away from those people. And the people I've met in the bar, they have been the reason why my mental health went back to normal. Because I was losing myself.
Wow.
I quit alcohol again. I'm no longer drinking alcohol. But the people I met from here, from Kalibu Grill, they have been there for me big time than the people that I really met in the church. Because people in church tend to judge.
Yeah, you see.
Not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
I am not trying to
really. By the way, I'm a very good Christian. I go to church every time, and so I'm in this church group. We have like our group. We're doing some church services and stuff like that. We have some courses we take in our church. So one person, part of our church group, sent a message. So it was kind of a written message. I think she got it from like Twitter, and someone was reading and saying, I wonder where we are headed as society, as community, as the generation. When you go to church, people come with their cars, they drive in church, maybe one person, two people in a car, go sit, pray, come outside, get into their car, drive off. If you go to the bar, if I come here at the bar and find people, we shall become brothers in 1 hour. We shall discuss, we shall laugh together. When I'm leaving, I ask her, why do you say? I say there, I have a car, please let's go. They would not leave me behind. They would put you in the car, take you home, and they go to their home. You are brothers. What are we doing wrong in churches? What should we change? That brotherhood. I mean, how do I get comfortable in the church when I know everyone minds their business,
their own business?
There's the other place where I go and there is a brother who's going to help me. You know what, today I'm badly. They're like, hey, don't worry, I'll take you. Don't worry, I'll do this for you. Like, so how do we build those communities in churches as well? So I think there is a need to really realign our communities, realign our churches, realign parenting. And another thing, we cannot feel diverted this from our parents. I think because I'm a victim of this, I know my parents very busy guys, everyone on their own stuff. Don't care. Kids on their own. You know when to enter the house, you know when to leave, and like you have problems going on, you have no one to share with. Therefore, someone comes from work, again home is also work. Comes from work and then goes shower, opens the laptop, eats and goes to bed. So like that kind of generation.
There is no any bond that is there between the parent
like there's literally no bond
and the child.
What they care about is, did I pay fees? Yes. Do you have what to eat? Yes. Is something in the fridge to eat? Yes.
You have what to put on?
Like I normally say this, that I think parents, I normally talk about fathers because this the most people that I indulge with most often, that they have tried to reduce their title from a father to a sponsor. If what you care about is pay school fees, buy clothes, buy food, you're reducing your title from a father to a sponsor, because that is something that Amref can do.
Yeah.
That's something that UN does. That's something that Red Cross does.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more extra to do as a father than providing just the basic needs. You need that bondage. I have to feel like I'm with a dad. We have to sit in the chair and have a discussion, a conversation, a father-son conversation. I open up. Otherwise, if parents don't do that, I think your kids are going to go astray. You'll find before you know your child is they are calling us. Do you know they call kids in schools? You know what? You've got your child with weed. You've got your child with cocaine. You've got your child smoking. You've got your child drinking. You're like, for 15 years, I've never seen my child do this. When would you see the time?
When are you going to see it? I mean, you come at home when it is already late, and your child, you don't know what kind of behavior the child has learned during the day when you're not there, and you've not really given them much attention. I mean, not to sit down with them and really try to understand what has gone during the day, like what has gone on during the day, and all you do is just you care about paying their school fees, making sure that they have food, make sure that they have what to put on, and maybe some little upkeep, and you don't care about what they really do. Don't be surprised when they call you that your child has weed in school, because really it all starts. I mean, you've lost it as a parent.
Absolutely.
When a child is having the behaviors that you don't expect from them. I am not trying to put a blame on them, because at the end of the day, yes, your kids need to, I mean, they need to have something for themselves. But I know what it means to grow up in a very healthy family. I know what it means to grow up with a parent who really cares. I know what it means growing up under a roof where you can sit with, because now, like when you come in my home, you might think that me, my brothers, and our dad, we are just brothers. Because the conversation we find us having and the kind of a connection that we have is really beyond being a parent, but we are like, yes, we are one blood, but it's really beyond that. And you can never tell me that I am going to lose it one way or another when I know that at the end of the day, I have people who back me up in the line. Because whenever I feel like that something is going wrong, everyone has to be in the know.
We'll be there,
And we always sit down as a family and we look for the solution to that. Both mentally, both physically, and both financially. So really, don't blame your kids for the behaviors that they have, and you're like, me, I grew up very well. I didn't grow up with such behaviors. Where do you learn these behaviors from? You need to understand and learn that your kids always learn things from outside, the things that you cannot teach them. And whoever teaches them those things, they teach them those things with their intention. Intentions that really benefit them, not the intention that benefit you as a parent. So you need to get back to the drawing board, and you're like, if I chose to be a parent, let me be a parent and do the laws that a parent do in a home. It doesn't stop on providing for them.
It's true that shelter begins at home. There's one person one time told me that as a parent, if you teach your children to live without you, they will learn that to live without you. So they will get the moment when you're now old and now you need your kids to be with you. Because you taught them growing up they can be without you, they also don't need to be with you. So now the time you were supposed to build a bond with them, you weren't there. So the time that you also need them, they are also not there.
They are also trying actually to build a bond with
because that's what you taught them. So now they have learned that. Now you come to regret it when you're old and when you cannot retrieve the time and bring it back. So I think parents, we should really learn from this. And I'm not putting all the blame from you, but we are saying that play your part at least. It hurts when they call you at school for a certain behavior that your kid has been doing and you have no idea, you have no clue. At least say I did my best, but my child has really failed. And but try to build that bond. Try to open doors and windows for your child to open up to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to go. We appreciate you for tuning in to this episode of mental health as a very, very core tool to our society, to our children, to everyone that is growing up. Everything that you do, everything that you put your hand, it starts from up here. You've got to be upright right here for you to pursue anything, your vision and your dream. So we appreciate you for watching. Catch us on our social media platforms. We're on YouTube, Identity Talk with EJ on YouTube. We are on Twitter, Identity Talk. Follow us, subscribe, ask questions, comment. We're on Instagram, Identity Talk. We appreciate everyone that has been in support. We appreciate the Roots 256 that do the camera work and the editing for us. Our partners, we appreciate Kalibu Grill for the amazing space and the ambience that they give us, you should come and check out this place at Bugolobi along Spring Road. Yeah, EJ Wasasila, all platforms, you can get me, interact with me, ask me anything, and yeah, we'll get engaged and get to connect.
Yeah, mental health is very important, and wherever you are and in whatever that you're doing, make sure that you don't die from the inside alone. You may not open up to anyone that you really feel like is gonna judge you, but at least open up to a stranger, because I'm very sure someone who doesn't know you is not gonna judge you. Make sure you don't die in your own movie. Open up and make sure that you got your mental health jealously. At Baham Talks, we believe that a problem shared is half solved. When you share your problem with someone, they may not provide a solution, but at least you get a relief. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Theos Baham 256. Thank you.
Cheers.